I don't know what side of the bed you woke up from this morning. Maybe you have a stash of money. Like someone has advised me to take a mere 10 million naira from the Nairametrics team this morning because you can't go by the name Nairametrics and not be dishing out naira. Even our politicians who don't have any naira attached to their names, they have honorable. They honorable dish out money when they go to their local government areas or their constituencies. So, Ogiva, Tolu, where is the money?
Not with me.
No, you need that, man.
Good morning, Kari. Good
Morning to
Good
you,
to see you
Ogiva.
again, man.
Great to be back here.
Yeah.
Great to be back here.
Yeah.
It's another Wednesday. It's been a week and we're back here. What's it been like in the last 1 week?
It's been crazy though, you know. A lot of work and everybody's still dealing with this new court judgment and all for the local government, but that's a different story though. Today we are here to talk about, you know, the 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship, as in which actually is which path leads to success. You know, so we're just identifying, you know, the two areas, right? Of making money, trying to do stuff for yourself generally.
Okay.
And we're trying to, you know, just shed a little more insights on, you know, either side of the fence, really. You know, so we're looking to explore the pros and cons of both lifestyles, you know, share real life stories of success and failures, and you know, generally speak on how to decide which career path aligns with, you know, the individual's goals and personalities. Yeah.
So how do we start? I mean, you want to share your views first?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go straight into the questions, right? So, and this is for everybody, right? So, the first thing, like a lot of people feel, okay, so for me, let me even work with your question, right? So for me, I feel the 9 to 5 path, right, is not necessarily your guarantee to success. That's where I am from. So, you know, as an entrepreneur, right, you are guaranteed success more, right? But obviously, you have to put in the work.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a whole lot more than the 9 to 5, right? So it's actually a different story. But if you push it well, determined, vision and everything, right, you will actually, you know, get there eventually. Maybe not maybe you, but definitely you will you are closer to success via the entrepreneur path, right? So that's my opinion though. Tolu?
I mean, 9 to 5 is the way our educational background is built here is, you know, helps people navigate life and then make them work. Do you understand? Have that line of 9 to 5 inbuilt. So I think it's 9 to 5 can be like a stepping stone or a structure for you first, you know, before you now think of, oh, I'm actually good at this now. I think I want to venture into something else. And then you can now start looking for how to transition into business. Or maybe.
Okay.
Well, okay, both of you have spoken about 9 to 5 not being a...
No, she's for 9.
No, she's saying you start before you can then transition into. So it means that 9 to 5 might not be it.
Yes.
But entrepreneurship is a deal. Now, and you started by saying success.
Yes.
So what really is success that you cannot get from 9 to 5?
Okay. So success, right, is with my own definition right now, right, is achieving your goals, right? Goals, wants, needs, right? When you strive to achieve it, right? When you work towards achieving it. Do you understand? So that's my definition of success. So,
Okay. Well, so what if your goal is... There's this popular broadcaster on the TVC network, Morayo, what's her name again? She made a statement some time ago. She said, not everybody wants to be a high flying person. That
Mhm.
her, for example, she'll be comfortable to be a housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm saying that to ask a question, which is everybody cut out for entrepreneurship journey?
Yeah, thank you. So, no. It's a big no, right? Unfortunately.
I agree to that.
Yeah, unfortunately, is a very big no, right? So, you see, that's why I said earlier on, yeah, entrepreneurship, right, is not easy. It's not easier than the 9 to 5, way of life, right? In the sense that you have, as an entrepreneur, you are exposed to a lot of risks. Do you understand? Responsibilities, and we're talking about significant risks and responsibilities. Your steady income is not guaranteed anymore. Do you understand? Yeah. So the life of an entrepreneur is daunting. It is wicked. It doesn't pity you. So you need to put in a lot of work. And the sad part about it is that you're not successful until you are successful. I don't know if that makes sense, right? As an entrepreneur, right? The 9 to 5 is a more stable environment, but entrepreneurship and the saddest thing is that not everybody
It's not as stable as we all think.
The 9 to 5.
Yes, because at the end of the day, the word 9 to 5 might not, like, they might not actually do the 9 to 5 work. After your working hours, sometimes you get home, don't you still respond to mails and all of that?
Yeah, that's the environment you work in.
It takes your time too. So
yeah, exactly. So and not everybody is even cut out for it. So you can literally wake up one morning and you're like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do this. You get there and you find out, man,
you can't.
This is not. You can't cope. You can't even wing it. You can't, because you are not built for it, right? So without acknowledging the whole 9 to 5 process. So I mean, as much as I don't think it's a determinant, to be honest, really, because there are a lot of people that didn't go to school, didn't even do the 9 to 5 jobs. They probably just learned on the job itself, and before you know anything, the person has started his or her own business, and voila, billionaire tomorrow. Literally billionaire. Not even. I'm not even mincing words, right? Yeah. Billionaire tomorrow. Yeah. So the 9 to 5, it will always still come as a plus. Is a plus, right? In the sense that
when starting out.
Yeah, when starting out, and you know how to apply yourself, right? I think that's where education comes. 9 to 5 comes in the real world, right? It somewhat prepares you, especially if you are doing the same thing your side hustle, right? I mean, that would be like the ideal situation. So, but it somewhat prepares you to a certain degree, on how to apply yourself when you go into the entrepreneurship environment.
Now, I mean, on a lighter note, all I've said, let me go with you on the entrepreneurship, because when you win big. Yeah. But yesterday I was having a conversation with someone who told me that he applied for a job, but it wasn't taken. He didn't get the job. And I don't know. That will have sorted him out. His annual salary for the job, $23,000. Would you go for a 9 to 5 or with that kind of job, or you become an entrepreneur?
Which guy? It is. Please let Mecca come into this, man.
So I think that question just threw the thoughts I was having in my head off balance, because there was one time in the office where I work. Yeah. I know we were just sitting down. One of the analysts just said, "I say Mecca, you see how many stories I want to write? We are going to buy a certain kind, live a certain kind of lifestyle." You see, when I started calculating, if even though I write 150,000 stories with this thing, how will I end up at this point? So I think the 9 to 5 and entrepreneurship part with this question, it now boils down to what's 9 to 5
Are you doing?
are you doing?
Yeah.
What part are you on the 9 to 5? I believe some people say, yeah, 9 to 5 gives you like a projection to start maybe from a level you grow to. But now in Nigeria, how many companies have that structure to actually take you from one point to the other, to another, that you grow and you now become a boss or someone that actually living the life that you want to attain? So that's why you see people jump from one place to the other. How do you want to get that lifestyle? But as an entrepreneur, you know, okay, you're more your goals are more targeted towards an end. You know, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is where I am. You're not moved by, okay, if another person offers me a better salary, I'm moving out, or I need something better. But you know, okay, this is what I'm doing, and you're giving your all to it. You're not saying I'm working for this person, let me just do this one based on what they are paying me. Because you're not determining how much is coming in. So you can't say, because I have this skill, you have to pay me so amount because of where I want to.
Where I've been. Or where I want to buy a house in Banana Island, so it increase my salary.
No, it is based on what the employer has.
And this even makes it tougher, because I'm wondering, right, that when we talk 9 to 5, the challenges or the limitations we talk about, is it as a result of the over ambitiousness, in quotes, of the average Nigerian, or is it a state of the economy? Because I'm thinking out loud now that, okay, if you stay in some parts of the world, 9 to 5 do well. We have Nigerians that work 9 to 5 abroad. Okay, that might not be a good example, because $1 now can change your life. $1 from a 9 to 5 over there can make an entrepreneur in Nigeria. But just thinking out loud, okay, looking at the countries, if we were to have a 9 to 5, is it, and you say you're not successful, is it the economy that's limited that, or is it caused by the over ambitiousness that you're doing 9 to 5 and you want to fly higher beyond above what you do, or is it just a reality that there is no way you can do a 9 to 5 and have a comfortable family or lifestyle? Let's start with Tolu on this.
Yeah.
So the economy one plays like a significant role in this. You can't just sit down and say, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, I need to have a business, and then you don't have any capital for that 5 aspects. Do you understand? The process, you go through a lot of process. At the end of the time, your time is being left off, so you forget your business. Do you understand? So you have to
blend both. But must you have a business? Can't you just do a 9 to 5 and be successful? Because growing up, I don't remember my dad having any other business apart from working at the University of Lagos. Yeah. And my mom having working at the same time. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying 9 to 5 can only make you comfortable.
Yes.
But we had people that traveled abroad at that time. They could travel and 9 to 5.
It's still comfort. Comfort is relative, to be honest.
And also the system at that time.
There's a whole lot
works better. But I think the last time on the show, someone mentioned that a cleaner abroad, there's a structure. Okay, this person can get mortgage to get a house. Then the government, I think they said, even from university, they are coming to pick you from like all these big companies, pay certain amounts, feeding, getting housing wasn't as tough as it is now. Someone tweeted that and said, as a new graduate or NYSC, house rent 1.2, AC 500, TV 300. Where does one start from?
And you see what you said now. That's even a question. Now, if you're leaving secondary school, university, globally. And that's why I talked about the idea of ambition, the realities of our economy, the bad leadership and all that. Because if you're living abroad, the question is, how many university graduates, fresh graduates from the university abroad, use an iPhone? Though they have like contract services.
All those things are easy.
I'm saying they have contract services, but how many of them intentionally use it? How many of them want to live in a 1.2 apartment? When over there, they have shared accommodation. They have that idea of shared accommodation.
Even for us, Jackpot.
Exactly. Even for us that we Jackpot, we share accommodation. How many of them will have? There are people abroad that struggle with heater during winter. You know, just try to manage, just get by. Yeah. So I'm saying that. That's why I was asking that. So is it really that our ambitions are huge? Because you have so many entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah.
Who are looking at becoming a Dangote, though they just started. Yeah. Is it that we don't want to grow, or is it just that the 9 to 5 cannot work for us?
The 9 to 5 thing, for me, you know me, I always like just thinking left, right? It applies everywhere. Wherever you are, right? As long as you're working for somebody, you're only going to be working hard to achieve that person's dreams.
Your growth is pegged.
Yes, you cannot be the owner of the company.
You can just have...
except it's open and you buy shares. But at the end of the day, we do not allow you to buy him. You know,
but is that not an African mentality that we must own? Because you hear things like, if I have, I'd rather have 1% of 100 million than 100% of 100,000.
Yes,
you get it. So is it? So we just because we're educating people, we need to paint all the pictures for people to see. So that's one question. That okay. So the 9 to 5. What are the disadvantages?
The disadvantages.
Yes, of 9 to 5. Let's look at that first of all.
Thank you. So disadvantage of 9 to 5 is that whatever it is, right? You're working for somebody. You understand? You can be driven individually, to be the best in your role, in your office. But you're always working for somebody, right? So
is it wrong to work for someone?
No. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But if you want more, right, which is answering that your question now. If you want more, which is relative, right? You can be satisfied where you are. I mean, there's some 9 to 5 jobs that pay ridiculous money, right? Monthly, you understand? So it's just the individual's perspective. Do you want more right? Yeah. More is relative, not necessarily obsessed. Do you understand? But do you want more for yourself, right? Because I mean, you are thinking of retirement afterwards, right? Do you want to just be on your pension? As if you have, the country, right? As if you have pension. As if you even have, right? So what comes after then? Do you understand? So as against being an entrepreneur, you have a company and you've done a successful job. Your company can run without you, right? You can just be crossing your legs at home. And
I think one part you're not pointing out is that entrepreneurship journey part is you just mentioned and says if you're successful. So not all entrepreneurs at the end of the day become successful. But as a 9 to 5 person, someone else is successful and you are. You're just supporting.
You're beneficiary of somebody's
success. Success. And I also think when you mentioned the aspect of mentality, I also see most of the time maybe I don't want to say motivational speakers or maybe preachers and all that. They come to tell you that even though we say idea rules the world, you have to create something. So every young person out there, they see like the end goal is to own your own thing and start up something, and they don't tell you how
difficult
that part is to actually become a success. Most of this that's why I always feel that most of these tech guys or people that actually made it at the end of the day should come and tell their story so people understand that okay, this is what it took us. And none of them have those I've heard. None of them will tell you their story without mentioning that I worked here for so and so. I gained this knowledge from this place and this place. I understood how to do these things so 9 to 5 is not totally out of the picture.
Yeah, it's not.
But it was a training like ground. I could do earlier mention. To get you to that point where you want actually. But young people now just don't want to. You want to just start up and tomorrow. Up there because they've told you that once you have an idea, you are blown.
Rule the world.
So Tolu wants to say something.
I mean, like I said earlier, you need capital. You can't just say I want to be an entrepreneur and then just start. You need capital. You need the mindset. You need structure. So I think even if it's for a year after your NYSC and all of that, you just go through the process and then see if it's entrepreneurship you want to go for, or you want to continue into the 9 to 5 line.
All right. Because I remember, I mean, we talk a lot nowadays about entrepreneurship because, like you said, we're in a knowledge-based economy. So knowledge grows, and you keep doing a lot of things around it. But I remember when we were younger, you're done with job, you're looking to work at Chevron, man.
Straight up.
You don't care about any entrepreneur.
Oil
company, man. Go and sell your tomato. I don't care, man. My 9 to 5 things. I'm just, But so in a nutshell, what I'm taking away from this is that, number one, the economy right now makes it difficult to survive on 9 to 5. Two, it is not wrong to be ambitious and have the idea of setting up your own business and growing it, but like you said, it won't come that easily. You need to pay the price. And like Tolu also said, that if you want to even set up your business, it wouldn't hurt you to get into a 9 to 5, understudy, know how a structure works, then you can branch, at least make some money, then you can branch out and set up your own business. So I'm asking this morning now that is it wrong? And remember, before you answer this question, you and I work for someone.
Yes.
So, when you're answering, always let that ring at the back of your mind. Is it wrong for someone to have a blended lifestyle? In one breath, you're doing the 9 to 5. At the same time, you have your business. Is it unprofessional, or is it right thing to do?
As long as there's no conflict of interest, right? You're not doing anything that conflicts what you're supposed to be doing for your employer, right? I don't see anything wrong with it, really, because like we've all said, like your employer probably went through the same thing, right? Did his 9 to 5, started his or her business, and and here we are. So I don't think I don't see anything wrong with it, really, as long as there's no conflict of interest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree to that. Yeah, so
all those civil servants that sell bags.
That sell bags in the office.
In the office.
No.
Now it's when they're supposed to be signing letters for you, wait and
kiddie socks, children socks. Oh my goodness.
They're working hard trying to make a living.
I'm telling you, that's the double standard, like literally.
I even think now it's even much more easier with globalization and all. So you can finish your 9 to 5.
Yes.
From 6 to 7, you're working in Canada for another person remotely. So it's just based on how you now structure out your own schedule or timeline. So it's not like whoever said there's no conflict of interest. You're not taking away customers from this person or trying to build your own self with this. So it's just knowing, okay, from this time I'm working with you. Most bosses even know that already.
I was going to ask that, is it okay to let your boss know that, okay, I do this
you need
on
to
Saturday?
Look at kind of person your boss is.
That's it. But I know a boss that will tell you that. I know that it's not our money you're using to live this lifestyle. Just live on our own job
and do whatever you want.
But it depends on your boss. Some bosses will get jealous, right? And they just feel you are using their time for something else. So you just need to understand. So for everybody out there, please understand your boss before you let your boss know that you are doing something. Of course, never allow it affect your job. As long as you continue to do your job, I don't think there's any reason anybody will complain complain about, right? So just make sure it doesn't affect your work. Yeah. You understand? So, and my take really is, so everybody's not cut out for 9 to 5, right?
Okay.
Exactly.
If you really want to be an entrepreneur and you are not, the best manager, right, of a business, right?
Yes.
You can still wing it. All you need to do is partner with one or two people. It's best not to work alone. I've actually experienced that firsthand. It's a very bad idea to do.
And if you're not disciplined, please avoid.
So if you have somebody else, you can still achieve, right? So you have the brains someone else can come in any way and be of more value towards achieving the goal. Do you understand? But the 9 to 5 to always try to learn firsthand with a 9 to 5 job if you can, especially in the same field in what you want to do as for a business. And learn firsthand. Make sure you are good at the job first. Then you can take that leap. But remember, the entrepreneurship world is a very, very hostile environment. It will not pity you. It will not pity you. You understand? You can have so much money, start the business, and 2 years down the line, you are finished. You understand? So just be very careful when you're making those decisions.
Yeah. So I mean, when you say you are finished, it reminded me of this joke that someone said, if you marry a good wife, you're complete. If you marry a bad wife, you are finished. If you marry there's a way to put it, a bad wife that is blah blah blah, he said you are completely finished. So on that note, let's finish this program completely. That's what it
Oh my goodness.
And I want to say thank you for coming. But before you go, someone sent a message. Gwenga says you can work 9 to 5 and concentrate on your piggery and fish farming business. For weekends, the ultimate is having your own land, which many people don't take serious. They prefer paying millions on house rent in the name of convenience. And the First Lady has told us, have your own farm in your house. That one, your boss, you can even work at night. Your boss will not stop you.
Yes, no.
Anyway.
No electricity.
No electricity. So thank you for coming, Ogiva and Tolu, and Mecca as well for the input there.
He's our guest for today.
You know, the guest for today.
Yes.
Bringing quite an insight into that. And join Arametrics on Thursdays and Tuesdays 6 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah, and X Spaces. Just X them. You don't tweet at them anymore. When you have bullies in the studio, this happens. She needs a side job. That's what we just say.
I'll introduce her to farming.
To farming.
Don't also forget to catch up on Spotify, guys. We'll see you next week.
That's it. So